Page 122. Good advice. Listen. Margaret had a bad stomachache yesterday afternoon. She called her doctor and asked him what she should do. Her doctor told her to rest in bed. He also told her not to eat too much for dinner. And he told her to call him in the morning if she was still sick. Margaret felt better after speaking with her doctor. She's glad she can always depend on him for good advice. Eric went out on his first date yesterday evening. Before he left the house, he asked his parents if they had any advice. They told him to be polite when he met the girl's mother and father. They also told him not to drive too fast. And they told him not to bring his date home later than 10 o'clock. Eric felt more prepared for his date after speaking to his parents. He's glad he can always depend on them for good advice. Mrs. Tanaka's students are going to take the college entrance examination this Saturday, and they're very nervous. They asked Mrs. Tanaka if she had any helpful advice. She told them to answer the questions carefully. She also told them not to spend too much time on a question that was too difficult. And she told them to get a good night's sleep the night before the examination. Mrs. Tanaka's students felt more confident after speaking with her. They're glad they can always depend on her for good advice. Mr. and Mrs. Pratt are going away on vacation soon, and they're concerned because there have been several robberies in their neighborhood recently. They called the police and asked them what they could do to prevent their house from being broken into while they were away. The police told them to lock all the windows and leave on a few lights. They also advised them to ask the neighbors to pick up the mail. And they warned them not to tell too many people that they would be away. Mr. and Mrs. Pratt felt reassured after speaking with the police. They're glad they can always depend on them for good advice.